Hello, I'm Mussachio, and I want to thank you for coming to my website and or my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to discuss a little bit about Reiki and feeling Reiki. I want us to feel the Reiki energy and feel a couple different other energies. Now, Reiki in its purest form means spiritually guided life force energy. Okay, it is comprised of two words, Rei meaning God's wisdom or higher power, and then Ki meaning the life force energy. Reiki is a Japanese technique used for stress reduction and relaxation, which promotes healing. What I want us to do is I want us to feel some of this energy and then get into why you're feeling particular things. Now, everything's always energy. Everything's always flowing. Everything's always good. I want you to put your hands up. And when you put your hands up in front of you, it doesn't matter how far apart they are. Okay, you are going to think clear. I now receive and feel Reiki energy. Thank you. Now, and then you're just going to start to play with it. You're going to start to, move your hands out or in. See, if you can create or feel that ball, because there's a little resistance. And it might not feel like a ball with you. It might just feel like a little resistance. Okay. Now, when you're saying clear, what you're doing is you're just giving your mind the information to, okay, let's not pay attention to that energy that's flowing now. I'm going to do something else. Okay. It sounds crazy, and I don't know if I'm really explaining it properly, but it's this quick instant. When I look at the energy, it's this quick instant like shift of the mind, shifting what's happening in the hands. Because the minute you put your hands up there, the mind's clicking in. What am I doing? What am I going to be going? What am I going to be feeling? What am I going to be doing with it? Okay, so keep feeling that. And everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to feel this differently. Okay, and I want you to just think to yourself, what does this feel like to me? Now, if you want to keep feeling it, I want you to pause the video. Okay, and just keep feeling it until you feel that resistance. And how far out can you go before you sort of lose that feeling? Can you come back in? What does it feel like to me? Okay, we're going to move on to feeling another type of energy. Now, again, you're going to keep your hands there, and you're going to say or think clear. I now feel and receive spiritually guided life force energy. Thank you. And start to play with that. Now, what you may notice is before you finish those statements, whether you're thinking it or not, you may already be feeling something in your hands. That's because your intuition, well, your intuition is there, but that's because your intention is you are going to be feeling something. You knew, I'd already said, we're going to feel this energy. So your mind already knew. So the minute it got up there and it knew what I was going to say to have you say. So it's automatically bringing that energy in. And I know sometimes it sounds crazy, but that's what's really happening because we're all connected. We are connected. Your system is connected to mine. Mine's connected to yours. We're connected to everything in the rooms. We're connected to everyone and everything. It's just one big energy thing. The minute you are looking at this video, you're tapping into my energy. I'm tapping into yours. And I know it sounds crazy because I'm recording this and you may not think that we know that you're going to be watching it, but believe me, that higher consciousness, everything knows. All right, so you're feeling with this. And I want you to see how much bigger can this get before you feel that resistance as well. Same thing that you did with the Reiki energy. Here, I want you to just feel, what does it feel like to you? Now, if you need to play with this again and, further and really get the feel for it, if you just really like it, just pause the video again. Okay, if not, I want you to now feel a different type of energy. So, hands in front. Clear. I now feel and receive the energy of love. Thank you. And again, play with that. What does that feel like to you? Now, what you're going to notice is in all of these energies, they're all going to be a little different. The more you're doing it, the more you're paying attention to it, the more your intuitive abilities are going to come forward. You're awakening a piece inside of you that is, first of all, phenomenal. But you're waking up this beautiful piece that just knows all of these things. It's like, oh, finally, because everybody is my firm belief that every single person out there is a healer. I know it in my heart of hearts that everybody can do this. Do not think that you can't do this. We are all energy. That's all we're using is this energy, and we're tapping into, the minute you say, I now receive, you're tapping into that overall consciousness of all that is and bringing this in, which also is coming from deep within you. I watch it come in when anybody's doing anything. I can see somebody cut their finger and grab it, and you immediately see that internal healer come forward and start to provide what that person needs. But our human mind says we can't do anything, we don't know, and we then do other things, or we go to other people. Okay, if you're still feeling the energy of love, fantastic. If not, that's okay. Now we're going to feel all I need. Okay, so hands in front of you, or if they're there, and now again, say or think clear. I now receive and feel all I need. Thank you. And you can feel that. Now, as you're feeling that, you might feel that not only in your hands, you might all of a sudden be like, I'm just feeling this in my whole body. Then just sit there and feel it. Okay, and if you're feeling it in your hands, do the same thing. How big, how small can it get? Now, what I want to say is, as you're playing with that energy, and I know you all noticed it, the Reiki energy and the spiritually guided life force energy was different, as is the love energy, as is all I need. The Reiki means spiritually guided life force energy. So how can it be different? What happens is, when Dr. Usui originally was teaching this, not only did he teach it in a weekend, but what he also did was he was using the intuitive abilities to heal. He was using the energy, intuitive aspects, bringing up all that peace. Well, now he's going to bring it out to the masses. He needed a name for it. So he gave it the name Reiki. The minute we have a name to something, we can pour our limitations onto it. The minute we pour all those limitations onto it, it begins to be separated. It begins to move, the energy begins to shift of it. So if you think about it, Reiki was originally taught in one weekend. It's now being taught, it's now divided up into 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 different venues. There's Reiki 1, there's Reiki 2, there's Reiki 3. Sometimes 3 will incorporate Master Teacher, and sometimes it will not. So then there's Reiki Master Teacher. That's not how it was originally intended to be. And people will tell you, the teachers a lot of times will tell you when you're ready for the next version of Reiki. How can that be? We're all healers inside. You know what you need. You know when you're ready for this. But what happens is, the teacher starts to put their beliefs into the word Reiki. Okay, there's an overall consciousness energy of Reiki. So now that limitation goes into it. Let's say you go someplace and you have a very crazy, bizarre experience. That experience is going into that overall consciousness energy of what Reiki is. So now, let's say I'm a facilitator that is giving you, and I've only been attuned to Reiki 1. Well, Reiki 1 is limited to a point, and I believe, and I could be wrong on this, but it is, Reiki 1 is, you're learning, you can only do emotional clearing. And it might be mental clearing, it might be spiritual clearing. I don't know the separations of them, but it is definitely, okay, you can only do this version of clearing. So now I'm only doing Reiki 1, and I have this belief, because my teacher had told me, I can only clear on the emotional level. So I'm coming in and I'm providing you with this Reiki energy. And of course, usually what they teach is you're tapped into Reiki and you're going to provide them with Reiki. So what happens is, I'm the facilitator sending that to you. Well, that's very limited, because number one, energy does not know boundaries. Your system wants what it wants. So if you have the intention that I'm now receiving all I need and letting go of all else, that's what you're going to do. You're going to bypass your facilitator's energy of it's very limited and I can only do this much. And you have just opened up the whole world to just receiving all you need. If you need symbols, they're going to come in. If you need some crazy thing, like I had an experience where some woman received a number 2 pencil, and it blew me away what happened. And I'm going to cover that in another video, but blew me away what happened. Okay, so whatever it is you need is going to come in, and it's not going to be limited to an emotional or spiritual or mental clearing. You are going to just take it all in, and you're telling yourself you're going to let go of all else. When people tie into that overall consciousness and they pull in that energy, that's why you felt the difference of Reiki, different than spiritually guided life force energy. A lot of people know the word Reiki. Oh, Reiki. Oh, you do Reiki energy healing? Okay, great. And they tap into the Reiki. Not a lot of people are saying, hey, why don't you come in and I'll do a spiritually guided life force energy healing on you. People will be like, what? What's that? Okay, so it's not as limited. But when you felt love, did you notice the difference of love? People have in their minds, the human consciousness, what love means to them. Okay, what love means to them, that's why they're going to feel it. You could feel it here. Somebody else could feel it way out here. Love is completely different to everybody. We're tapping into the overall consciousness in addition to what our mind tells us love is. Okay, when you say I receive all I need, you probably felt that way bigger, or was just feeling it in your system because it wasn't limited to anything. Okay, so when you're doing any type of feeling energy or healing, always have, no matter if you're going for a massage, just have that thought be, I'm receiving all I need and letting go of all else. Your system knows what you're doing. It's going to start providing you with what you need. Okay, if you're still feeling that energy of all you need or whatever, and if you want to feel the energy of something else, you can say, I feel the world's energy. I now receive and feel the world energy. Thank you. And you can say clear before. What happens is your system begins to know what you're going to do. So the minute you put your hands up, it'll probably immediately clear. So never freak out that, oh my God, I didn't say clear. It's completely irrelevant. Energy is all flowing. Don't worry about it. And don't think you have to send the energy back either. Let's say you say, I now hold the world's energy in my hands. And then what's really great, if you ever do that, it's really great to then say, I now send the world love, and feel that like it's crazy. Or I now send the world all it needs. Thank you. It's crazy to feel it. And you can feel the energy of anything. Always, just all you have to say is, I now feel the energy of blah, blah, thank you. And it's going to be there. And like I said, if you're going to feel something, you might as well send it all it needs. Because then I said this all it needs, thank you. So when you're doing that, just don't feel like, when you're done, don't feel like, oh my goodness, now what do I do with the world's energy? If it makes you feel better, you can say, I send it back to where it came. Okay, but you don't have to. When you're done, you're just done. If the phone rings, or if you're like, oh my goodness, now I have this in my hands, don't worry about it, answer the phone. The energy is not going to just sit there in this ball and do nothing. It's going to, go back to, for which it came. All right, any questions, any comments, please feel free to shoot me an email. I thank you so much for being here. I hope this has helped in some manner, and have a fabulous time creating your day. Sending you love today and always.